Okay, so we're walking around Stalwart Village. Now we're looking for a piece to... What would it be? It's going to be a side quest. That's fine. Blah, blah, blah. The source... Nope, that's not it. Good Hall. That's not either. To the Aleph. Oh, we have to talk to him about the slaver. He lied to us. Prisoner of Ice. No, we're done. We're not there yet. Still working on that. So apparently we're looking for that an item, pieces of an item, but apparently it's not a quest. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Okay, so it says when we walked into the area, into the zone, it said one of the pieces we're looking for is here. You could trust the word of a slaver. Well, it wasn't so much
Fresh fish! Freshly caught!
freshly caught fish.
Effigy's eyes! It looks at me!
What?
Ah!
What? How many drugs has he been using? A dozen pairs of globular eyes stare up piteously from the discarded heads of the day's catch, awash in a pungent sea of fins and innards. Sift through the fish scraps. Oh, this is yummy. Your hand runs up against something round and fleshy, the size of a melon. It is smooth and scaleless, and parts seem to be covered in hair. A discarded head, perhaps, but not that of a fish. Poke the head. The head shifts deeper into the barrel's slimy recesses. Pull it up. With one hand on either side of the head, you begin to lift it out of the barrel, only to have it leap from your grasp as the head's owner springs over the lip of the barrel in an eruption of fish chunks that rain down over the market stall. Zahua. Who's this guy? The man who leapt from the barrel stands facing you, nearly naked save for a loincloth and drizzled in fish viscera. He is covered head to toe in scars, tears and punctures, and the thorny imprints of lashings. Most are faded, like old memories. Despite that, the condition of the man's body is remarkable. The drooping skin at his flanks and his elbows, the only evidence of his advanced age. His face is placid, and the rest of him appears prepared for anything.
You must forgive, Zawa. I was not expecting you.
He looks you in the eye at first, but his gaze drifts down and then settling on strange parts of your face as though it's distracted by new discoveries. If he is at all flustered, he gives no indication. What were you doing in that barrel? He scratches behind his ear, dismayed.
Resting my eyes, I thought. Waiting for the Malkachoa to bring me insight.
He shakes his head.
It would seem I dozed. A good thing my master was not alive to see it.
He blinks, leaning in to get a better look at you. His enlarged pupils seem to crowd out his pale irises.
Are you real?
Yes. No. Now that you ask, I'm not sure. There's no way to be certain. Yes.
Of course. I meant no offense. But I find it is best to ask when Malkachoa is involved.
Malkachoa.
A small white mushroom.
Eh.
I have heard it called snowcap in these lands. It can reveal the true nature of many things.
You have a master, you said. The man traces your inadvertent glance at his scars. He smiles politely.
A teacher, not an owner. Zawa is a free man. Well, as free as any of us.
Gotta love people who talked about themselves in the third person. I still don't understand. Why were you in that barrel?
I was freeing myself from vanity.
That'll do it. Did he say sanity or vanity?
Consider, how can one be vain who is bathed in the smell of dead fish?
There's a proud glint in his eye. I don't know. Hard to argue with that. I hardly notice the smell. It helps to be this handsome. The scars are probably just as effective.
I had the idea when I passed this way earlier. I am pleased with the results so far.
He smiles at a woman whose head is swiveled towards him as she passes by, a look of revulsion on her face. Distracted, her toe catches on a stone and she nearly falls on her face. He claps his hands together. Mission accomplished.
Yes, quite pleased.
Those scars are from battle. Do you often smear yourself with fish? You don't seem like you're from around here. Farewell. The scars are from battle. Glances down at his body.
From battle, yes. I left them upon my enemies.
He points at various patches of crisscrossing scars.
These were struck against fear. These against pleasure. These against hatred. Those down there against greed and doubt. And these...
Points to his face.
These were for vanity.
You made those scars.
I cannot take credit for all of them, but I did most of the good ones.
His mouth perks.
I put them there in battle to remind myself what is real and what is not. Our worst enemies are inventions of the mind, pleasure, fear. When we see them for what they are, we become unstoppable.
And you have achieved
I
this.
feel I have been close, but never for more than an instant. In the moment when the pain is sharpest, the world becomes clear.
In that moment,
In that moment, I am a match for anyone.
he gives a slow, assured nod. Your wounds must have caused you to suffer greatly.
Of course, I am fortunate to have suffered so much. If I did not suffer, I would not aspire to free myself from it. I would wander from one unfulfilling goal to the next. More wealth, a better station. My soul would wither. But to search for a place beyond suffering's reach is to nurture the soul, to harden it against the elements.
Clenches his fist in illustration.
Suffering is the greatest gift the gods have given us, their most beautiful, perfect creation. It is the hand that turns the wheel.
His eyes gleam as though looking upon an old and beloved friend. Do you often smear yourself with fish?
Gods, no. What a way to travel the world. The usual way is to smear yourself with the ashes of the dead. But they do not burn their dead here, so I have to make do with what the land provides.
He sniffs the air.
The cold seems to conquer the smell. Even now, the scent hides itself. Disappointing.
You don't seem like you're from around here.
I was visiting a monastery not far from here. I found it empty, but I met a messenger as I left. He carried a call for aid. Seeing that he would find no monks at the monastery, I chose to go in their place. Zawa is no longer young, but in combat he is still the greatest of the Takan people. It seemed only right that he should go.
Starward hired me as well.
I would not say I am hired. I seek no wage, and I promise no result. I have chosen a path, and my spoils come from walking it.
An uneasy frown settles on his face, almost a wince.
And this fortress, this Durgan's battery, its people are gone. Zawa would know why.
If you seek the White Forge as well, I could use the help of an experienced warrior. His face tilts upward, his eyes fixing on the sky. He remains motionless, entranced. At length he blinks as if awakening and looks back at you. He shrugs cheerily.
If one wishes to swim, it is no time to argue with the current. We are here together in this moment because a perfect force has willed it. Who is Zawa to argue?
He looks you squarely in the eyes, and for once they do not drift.
I will walk with you so long as the gods wish it so.
So he's the monk, right? Who does he replace, though? Paladin? Or can, I don't know, can monks tank in this game? Let's see what he can do. We'll build him and see what he can do. Okay. Pure damage? Okay.
Oops. Is that all you can say? That was really poorly done.
So I'm gonna go a little bit of stealth, athletics, of course, survival. Lesser wounds. So lowers a monk's wound threshold, allowing him or her to gain wounds at a faster pace. At a faster rate. Okay. Modification of the soul. The monk immediately inflicts enough raw damage on himself or herself to gain a wound. Grants mortification of the soul, 3 per rest. 1 wound. Sounds a little aggressive. Guess we got lesser wounds first. Swift strikes. The monk's hands become a frenzied blur of attacks, increasing their attack rate for a brief period. Requires 1 wound. Speed instant. Plus 25% attack speed for 10 seconds. Used a monk in PO2, and she was pretty good at damage and enemy debuffs. Comes to pillars melee, find monks better up my ally than rogues. Better up your alley than rogues. Hey, I'm a rogue. I'm doing quite well, thank you. So, turning wheel. The monk is able to channel physical pain into pure energy and redirect it at his or her attacker as well. The monk has wounds. He or she adds a proportional fire bonus to melee damage. Long strides. Intense practice of years of study and enable the monk to move with confident fluidity in battle during combat. Blah, blah, blah. So, passive, more move speed. Force of Anguish. A powerful attack that knocks the target back a significant distance. If the attack is successful, target bumps others out of the way and bounces off hard surfaces like walls before ending up prone. Requires 2 wounds. Swift strikes first. What's he doing with lore? I guess it doesn't really matter, though. Lightning strikes energizes the monk's swift strikes, causing anyone hit by the attack to take additional shock damage. Inflicts enough raw damage on himself or herself to gain a wound. Sneak attacks. What happened to the fire choice? I mean, there's nothing wrong with lightning, but what happened to the fire? Or is that something different? More wounds. Beat stuff up. Can he recover? Oh, wait a minute. Wounds. Does he have a way of fixing those wounds? I guess I should ask that, huh? Turning wheel. Physical damage, pure energy, and ridiculous as attackers. Well, first there, so there's the fire bonus there. Ooh, stunning blow. A head targeting strike designed to disrupt enemies' ability to react. Enemies hit by a successful attack are stunned. 2 per encounter. Clarity of agony. Soul mirror. 50% chance to reflect range attacks. Passive. Oh, they're combo points? Okay. So they're not the health thing, the health bar, basically. There's something, they're mechanic like the points, the focus points for the cipher. Look at all this stuff. Long straights, agony, crucible of suffering. The monk gains temporary insight through endurance, gaining a temporary bonus to fortitude, reflex, and will whenever a hostile effect expires. Passive. Force of anguish, saw that. Duality of mortal presence. The monk gains 2 modal abilities that allow him or her to switch between bonus to deflection and a bonus to other defenses. Just instant. Rooting pain. Generates a shockwave around the monk each time he or she gains a wound, inflicting a small amount of damage to and possibly causing an interrupt to all enemies in the area of effect. 1.25 radius. The long pain. The monk becomes capable of projecting force from his or her fist, inflicting damage at long range. Summon weapon, long pain fists. For 30 seconds. A stunning blow. No monk stuff here. So, sneak attack it is. Oh, actually, I probably should have taken the self-healing thing, shouldn't I? What are we on? 9. So one more after this one. Enervating blows. By targeting certain points on an enemy, the monk is able to inflict physical weakness. Melee critical hits cause the target to become weakened. So deflection versus all other defenses, so everything except. Sure. There's other class stuff, utility. Oh, fast runner, because you know it needs to be faster, right? %40 heal over 9 seconds once per rest. Or offense. That's a gun, right? I'm gonna make him a healer for the group, sorta, kinda. Or at least help with it. It's better than nothing. Ta-da. I have no idea where it just built, but I'm sure he'll be fine. So all he has is a monk outfit. Give you that for now. Deflection. This ring has resolve. This would be better than wearing that. So belt, stalker, fast draw, of dexterity 1, or of stealth, perception 3, ring of Solomon, ring of wizard ring, dying boar. That's a good ring. Bonus range damage. Reflex and healing bonus. Will. So I get mind controlled. Bountiful healing, so plus 25% of healing received. Sturdy. What's sturdy get us? Defense against prone attacks plus defense against push attacks. Oh, where's that? Those other boots that I had. I thought we gave somebody boots of speed or something like that. Nature's track. Ah, there. You don't need those. Give them to the monk. Because, more speed for him. What's that? Oh, another ring. I don't think I have any more rings really to give him. Ring of Wizardry. Means well only by a wizard. Oh, how come, what's his face isn't using that? Arcane Dampener, 1 per rest, and intellect. What's the other one? Overseen. Yeah, you really should be using this Ring of Wizardry one, I think. Need more rings. What's his dexterity? 13? Seems a little low there. Okay, good enough for now, I guess. Now I gotta make sure I put people back in the spots they're supposed to be in, like right there. Okay. And this might be interesting. And still looking for that
Not a sound.
piece we're looking for. I'm still not sure exactly what it is for. But, hey, Jeff, welcome back. My winning? I don't know. Maybe?
Ah, now we can all free ourselves from vanity.
Pike, fast driver gaze upon you. Problems? No, no problems. We've been fried much of the pungent odor permeating the word fishery. Nope, no problems. Just looking for stuff. Fishery's closed for the night. Well, why? The fish don't sleep. Or if they do, that's the easiest time to catch them. Perhaps if I adjust this like so. I'll find it without your help. Not giving up, you hear me? What's this about? Charlatans, ow. What?
Oh, it's working! Yes! I can't believe it! It's really... Oh...
The dwarven woman looks at you, a disappointed expression on her face. In her hands is a large rectangular box, covered in strange dials and symbols. What's working?
My ore locating divination tool. Well, that's what it will be. I have to calibrate it. Right now it seems to think you're a copper deposit.
Thinks I'm a copper deposit.
My Animancer contacts did suggest that a particular strong soul essence might interfere. I'm more interested in minerals in any case.
And yes, the fish sleep. Maybe I do have a strong soul. What are you looking for?
I'm trying to recreate the instruments that first led the Pargrin dwarves to this mountain. This is my latest prototype. Centuries ago, dwarves carrying tools just like this one followed their readings to what is now the battery. If I can recreate their work, then I may be able to find ore deposits elsewhere. I was hoping to test it, but my arrival was delayed by word of the ogre attack. I haven't been able to find anyone to venture up the mountain since.
I can go up the mountain for you.
Really? That'd be wonderful. I just have to adjust the device, you see.
Your hands move swiftly over the box, adjusting knobs and
It
dials.
should point you toward metal deposits. We already know the battery rests on some rich veins, but I was hoping to get a reading of the surrounding mountainside. If you can follow the readings to ore and bring back a sample, I can use it to refine the device. Thanks ever so much for this.
Hand you the box. Boy, I caused so much trouble for myself.
I hope you've had some luck, and do take care with that device. It has a few rather delicate components.
The dwarf paces with his head down and arms crossed, only stopping to hurl glances at the building behind him. His face is smeared dark with grime, and soot falls from his beard as he mumbles to himself. Work my hands into bloody stumps in this place, and what for? He kicks at a mound of dirty snow. Start with nothing, leave with less. He extends his arms out. Who are you yelling at? I'm sorry for your loss. The attack of the ogres has hurt everyone. Hurt. The dwarf hunches his shoulders and, as if saddled with weight, he looks around to the passing villagers. Don't mistake me for one of them. I carry more on my back than tinder and pelts. Well, good riddance. Should have never settled here in the first place. Some things you mean to leave behind. Come to find out you packed them anyway. But I'm not leaving until I recover what's mine. They can't deny me again, not after this. He gestures at the burnt-out building. Those sweet-tongued priests took my heirlooms, buried the memory of my past, they said. Now I don't have even that. What priests? Only ones here. They occupied the temple some time ago, picking at desperate folk like vultures. Those priests, Andra's dogs, said the goddess would forgive, that some things are best left to the forgotten. He nods toward the nearby temple. Their leader, Lafta, I believed her words. Another one of them, a gift bearer, took my medallion. He closes a stocky hand into a fist. And now they won't tell me where it is. And the monk. Your problem is that you give meaning to meaningless objects. Here, let me show you something. I need one of your rings. Akron draws back his hand, but Zuo gives him a trustworthy nod. After a moment's hesitation, Akron relents, dropping a jeweled band into Zakua's outstretched palm. Immediately, Zakuan flings it like he saw that coming. See? You are no worse off. Akron's face, already splotched with pink from the cold, turns a deep shade of crimson, and his mouth puckers as though his head were set to implode. After a tense moment, his breathing slows and his fists unclench, his original look of pain, frustration returning. Why won't they tell you? Why won't they tell you? What did you want to forget about your past? What else did you give the priests? That's a lot of stuff for this guy. Why won't they tell you? Because they think they know better, that's why. Said it was the only way I'd forget. What did you want to forget? That was a different life. Better days, until he closes his eyes and shakes his head. Motes of soot fall onto his shoulders. It's my burden to bear, not yours. I thought to cast it away, but the memories I lost were all the wrong ones. What else did you give the priests? The dwarf casts a measuring look at you. He quickly turns his head away and nods. You'll understand its value. My armor. Or you'd understand my value. My armor. It's a set finer than I've ever seen. But worthless to an old dwarf. I'd have traded it for the medallion, but fool that I was, gave them both. Monks are jerks. Monks strive to teach you lessons about life. Maybe there's something I can do. Not the kind of talk that I've grown used to these last few years, I admit. The priest may pretend otherwise, but folks here tend to look only after themselves. I'd be surprised if they return it willingly. They believe it's a sacred duty to cast the offerings to the goddess in some place where they'll be forgotten. Better to find where they dropped them, I think. What's left of role in all this? She leads that group of crows. They took over the temple as folks started to leave. Came to unburden those that sought to forget their misery, they say. Tell me about this medallion you want to recover. It belonged to my sister. It was just a pretty trinket to her. To me, the dwarf cast his gaze down. She was the last of my family. At least that still acted like family to me. Okay. I don't expect the luck to grace me now, but if you find anything, I'll be here. Count on it. He gives you a vigorous nod. Moral of the story, never give jewelry to a scarred monk. Lessons on life, that's what druids are for. Druids only teach you how to plant trees and hug trees. They don't teach you anything about life itself. Yeah, it's a lot of reading. Sometimes. Not always. It's a mixed bag for you. The pearls I could steal. I don't have the feeling I'm going to be beating up on some monks. Or not monks, priests. Veins course under this woman's pale skin like icy fissures, yet when she speaks, her voice flows warm and soothing. Andra welcomes you to her embrace. Perception. Her features soften into a look of practiced compassion. We're here to ease the pain of your past, ready to take your burdens. With a thin smile, she nods. If you let the goddess help with your hardships, of course. I want to ask you about Akron's heirloom. The dwarf already asked. We gave him the console he needed. Slight irritation sharpens her tone. She seems to catch herself, modulating her voice back to a pleasant timbre. And naturally, we'll do what we can for you too. Ask what you will. He wants his medallion back. Let me ask you something else. He wants his medallion back. She brings her hands together and nods. Ah, Okram, how often we let the shadows of the past become a burden even to others. That medallion, it weighs on Okran's mind. You're kind to help, but what he really needs is to cast away those memories. Isn't that for him to decide? He's changed his mind. As a priest, you must listen. He's lost everything. How can you take away the only thing left from his past? He's changed his mind. I listened to him. Such dark memories says so much regret. We took on his burdens for his good and for the good of the village. His belongings, his past, now rest in Andra's realm, to be forgotten so that the wounds of the soul may heal. This is the will of the goddess. Let's suppose Okran has moved on. Tell me where his heirloom is. He hasn't, and that's the point. She crosses her arms. Besides, you have no authority here. I wonder what the village's leaders would have to say about that. You think we don't act in accordance with the local customs? The village knows we're here to help the unfortunate, like Okran. They trust us. I can keep asking for a long time. A flash of color invades the priestess' pale skin. I see there's no dissuading you, and you seem, she glances you over, a person of will. Very well. Perception. Laughter's irritation seems to subside as fast as it rose, but you notice a lingering sense of alarm in the glances that the acolytes exchange after her outburst. This is giving you a very strong cult vibe. Well, it is. It's a temple. I mean, this is definitely a cult. Okran's alarm was taken by Ixtli, chosen gift bearer among us, to be cast away as an offering to Andra. Only he knows where. She pauses and looks at you intently. You could ask him yourself, but he's on a trek through the mountains of Durgan's Battery. If you run into Ixtli, tell him that he has urgent duties to attend here. Didn't I see him when I walked in, the guy with that name? Tell me about your gift bearer. He has business near Durgan's Battery. Those mountains are dangerous. Lefta seems to stare at the floor for a moment, but you notice her eyes dart to one of the acolytes, a young man of Ixmatl blood, whatever that is. If you insist upon carrying out this request of Okran's, then that's where I'd search for answers. It's hard to believe that only the gift bearer knows where Andra's offerings are cast away. Is it? Our goddess frees us from our earthly burdens. It's best if only one of us knows where they are taken, lest we all end up suffering under their weight and fighting over the goods. Let me ask you about something else. Tell me about Andra. Andra's the goddess of redemption. Deep like an ocean and gentle as a mother, she's here to relieve her children of their darkest burdens, aka jewelry. We came here to aid the villagers to heal the wounds of the past that fester in their souls. Thought Andra was a goddess of loss and mourning, not redemption. She crosses her arms and shifts her weight. Common notion. Others may believe so, but the goddess's mysteries are profound. Her true power lies in redeeming your loss and regret. I know, the only solution here is murder of the priests. Know about the gift bearers. Gift bearers do Andra's most valued work. They carry the material burdens of unfortunate souls into her embrace so that the goddess may help them forget. Heard that worshippers of Brath visited you recently. Little happens around here that doesn't end in the mouths of villagers, but we're obliged to assist everyone, regardless of their faith. A group of women came to us, yes. Their leader wanted to know of Durgan's Battery. I obliged and pointed them in its direction. They left as quietly as they arrived, which didn't make us any less concerned about their true intentions. This place has grown dangerous enough already. So. Oh, that's the name I was thinking of. Young man dressed in sturdy leathers glares at you. The creases in his face, tanned despite the scarce sunlight of the region, suffer a slight twitch as you approach him. I've got nothing for you. Speak with Lafta if you must. He turns away, his nose wrinkled. Douche. I could backstab you in a heartbeat, you know. Now I'm tempted to see what's in that chest.
They'll never know I'm here.
Carvings dedicated to Andra adorn every inch of this large wooden chest. Its lid appears firmly secured, even no latch or locking mechanism in sight. Inspect the chest. The chest seems old. Its wood cracked and bleached by the passage of time, but the edges of the lid are less faded. It appears to have been handled recently and often. Before you can take a closer look, an acolyte snaps around to face you. Don't touch that. His voice cracks like a whip. The other acolytes look at him as if to urge some composure. He frowns. I mean to say, that's sacred to Andra. Please leave it alone. Clearly, you know it's full of all their junk. Pickpocket? Pickpocket is not an option, I don't think. Nope, no pickpocketing. I haven't seen any pickpocketing at all in this game, which is somewhat disappointing. At least I don't think I have. As you step outside the heavy wooden door, the temple slams shut behind you. You hear someone barring from the other side. It sounds like the priests have engaged in an agitated conversation. You get the sense that they are discussing you, but you are also certain that the door is too thick to eavesdrop through. Although there may be other places nearby where you stand a better chance. I can't believe this. Oh, you mean the hole in the wall over here. The wooden shutters of the temple's window close tight, muffle a set of voices coming from within the building. You can't quite make sense of the murmur, but cracking a shutter open will likely help. A rusty iron latch holds the window shutters closed. With care, you should be able to unfasten it without being noticed. Carefully begin to lift the latch from its metal hook. Halfway there, the rusted iron resists with a screech. You freeze, listening to the voices in hopes the priest didn't hear. The conversation continues uninterrupted. Pour some oil on the latch. You grab the latch and apply just the right amount of oil, nudging the metal until its rust gives way without a sound. Carefully, you pull the window shutters open enough to let the voices flow through. You hear a man speaking, his tone agitated. You do that? Hope the mountains will do it? What if Ix? His sentence cuts as if the man were speaking to all sides of the room. Suppose he tells them instead, what then? You recognize Lafta's voice responding. Why would he? And with all those dangers near the battery, our gift-bearer won't delay. I expect the man interrupts her. You always expect. Look where that's taken us. A dying village, ogres at the walls. Ixley's not back yet, and now I have to do his blah, blah, blah. His voice drops and sneezes, muffling what he has to say. After a moment, Laughter replies, do you think I wanted this? That I could have known in advance? A pause ensues, its tension growing until the priestess's voice cuts it in half. We can't wait for him. We must fish out the last batch quickly. After that, we'll decide. The man responds in a broken voice, barely audible. You only distinguish the last words. In the russet wood pond, I'll go. Their exchange seems to end. Cautiously, you step away from the window on Andra's temple. So, quest time. Rests worth trading. Find the gift bearer or search the waters of russet wood. Look, we're headed to russet wood.
Huh, that's what I get for asking directions in the middle of nowhere.
Which is what? What's this? Nothing new to report. Then why was that flashing? Construction's been completed, so we have no more stuff to build, I think. Completed. So I believe our little fortress is complete. Now what do we do?
Me and Sledge are thinking about heading down, joining a caravan over to Dawning.
Dawning? What for? You like your ogres bigger?
We'd have work at least, and I'm damn sick of fish.
It's a russet wood. The pond. You mean the big lake in the middle? So that pond or the crater? So I'm guessing the pond.
I'll take a peek.
Oh, look. As you walk toward the frozen pond, a figure appears through the mist. Kneeling down next to a hole in the ice, the figure picks up a large chest and throws it into the water without hesitation. The figure looks around and glimpses a face you've seen before. That guy, one of Lafta's acolytes, pulls a hood over his head and throws a leather bag over his shoulder. Without looking back, he walks away in the direction of the stalwart village. Right to us. Sort of. Okay. Cloudy water is visible through a large hole cut through the thick ice. It is larger than a fishing hole and wider than a broad-set fish face. Stirred, the soft first surface of the water laps against the layered ice. You reach out to test the water. It nips at your fingers with every ripple, quickly numbing your hand after a few seconds. Inspect the area. You carefully inspect your surroundings. Animal tracks are plentiful, but they appear to be footprints of Kith. But what appear to be the footprints of Kith are also present near the hole. Looking closer into the hole, you notice a jagged ring of frost adhering to its walls. It has been rebroken, perhaps more than once. Look through the water. The water swirls silty and nearly opaque. Focusing, you catch glimpses of the bottom, gradually making shapes out of the blur. You're convinced that several objects lie at the bottom. So, in we go. Bulwarking against the elements. Cast bulwarking against the elements before diving in. Have Aloth cast it, please. So it begins to draw energy out of the ether and into a grimoire. There is a sudden flash of light from the open page, and you are bathed in a protective aura. That is the wrong person. You dip your hand into the water. You can feel its ripples climbing up your skin, but you notice no change in temperature, as if the water itself has become lukewarm. The cold, it seems, is no longer a threat. Who will dive in? I'll dive in. You dive into the water. The turbulent darkness engulfs you, but feels almost warm and welcoming. Occasionally, a cold shiver runs through your limbs, but the protection offered by the spell lets you swim with ease to the bottom of the pond. He's just ice fishing. Give the guy a break. I'm pretty sure in ice fishing you don't throw crates into the water. Directly below the hole, at the very bottom, your hands find heavy objects made of wood and metal. They are chests, small but heavy. You start to bring them up to the surface one by one, struggling to carry their weight through the water. After a heroic effort, you come out of the frozen pond. You let a few minutes pass to recover from the ordeal, and then you're ready to inspect your findings. Chests are marked with symbols of Andra. You grab one of them and pry its lid open to reveal its contents. Inside, all you see are rocks. Interesting. You shake the surprise off and grab another chest. The same results greet you after opening it. More rocks and nothing of value. Something is assuredly amiss. As proof of your findings, you take one of the empty chests with you. Apparently they didn't throw any crap down there except for rocks. Thieves. They've got a thief among them. So back we go. Double fake out. That's what it looks like. Who are you? What are you standing there for?
Say, I don't suppose you've seen any mysterious old buildings in the mountains lately, have you?
The fish face wears an assortment of bangles, bands, cuffs, and chains as thick as armor. She watches you with a raised eyebrow and her eyes gleaming with mirth. You mean Durgan's Battery.
No, but I've heard that name a lot around here. I'm looking for the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. It's an obscure temple dedicated to Andra.
Are you looking for the Abbey?
I'm a gift bearer. My job is to gather tokens of things people want forgotten and surrender them to the Lady of Lament. Best place to do that is the Abbey of the Fallen Moon.
What kind of tokens do you take?
Anything that represents a moment or a memory someone wishes to leave behind. Love notes, awkward family heirlooms, bad poetry, the kinds of things you want to forget.
I see.
I might be here a while. Half the villagers have never heard of the Abbey, and the ones that have, no one knows where it is. So I'm trying to think of this as an extended holiday in a remote mining village that smells like fish.
I've got business in the region. We could travel together.
You won't regret it. I've got a lovely singing voice.
Oh god, she's not another bard, is she? Swap her for the monk at the moment.
Very
Hey,
well.
bag of water. It is time to take a break. Go stretch your legs. This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a
Barbarian?
puppy again, please visit gimpyknee.com/support, or you can watch the ads during the break, or you can type !treats in chat. Thank you. Your next break is in 1 hour.
Okay, so gonna take a quick break, get up, stretch my legs, go check on Mrs. Gimpy and Rocket, and then when we get back, we will take a look at the barbarian, see what she's like. Although I just realized swapping her out for the monk is now back at our fortress, and we have to go back to our fortress to get him if we want to see what he does. I hate that feature. Anyway, yes, it's break time. Welcome back, Soul. Anyway, be back in a few minutes. Thank you very much for watching. Be back shortly. Enjoy the dog video.